Patrick here with PAKD Media. I'm going to do a quick high-level tutorial on this animated social media post we did. This is the first video of the Drilldown tutorial series that we're doing, and you can stay up to date with these and other posts by checking our blog, which you can access through our PAKD Media website. Go to pakd.media and click on the little unicorn in the top right corner. It will take you to our blog, which we call the workshop. Here in the workshop, we'll be sharing our perspective on design trends and industry news, as well as details, processes, and insights from our client projects. And we'll provide the creative community at large with assets and resources for use in your own projects. Anyway, enough about us. Let's get into this drill down. One of our designers made this series of amazing landscape illustrations for a social post, and being who we are here at PAKD Media, we are itching to breathe life into it with animation. We brainstormed on this Parallax carousel idea for a minute, and then got to work. So, digging into the original Illustrator file from our designer, we want to get these vectors over to After Effects while maintaining gradients, blend modes, masks, etc. Since Adobe has yet to properly sync up their suite of apps, even though, the cloud subscription thing or whatever, there's no way to fully get these artboards into After Effects and converted to shape layers while maintaining their integrity natively between Adobe apps. In steps an amazing plugin called Overlord, which does all of that with the push of a button. You can head over to Parallax.co to purchase it. It's worth every penny, and the same developer has a bunch of other great plugins that you should also get. Back to the task at hand. There is still a little bit of setup process to get After Effects interpreting the vector layers correctly. So I'm going to select the artboard I want, and we'll move it to its own file to keep things clean. This clipping path won't transfer properly, so let's release it and fill in the remaining compound path solid black. The dark purple square at the bottom, we're going to keep. I'll move that up under the compound path. We're going to add our own animated noise in After Effects later on, so delete the static noise layer. Select the parent layer and release to sequence. Then select all the layers, and we're ready to hit that Overlord button. Push selection to After Effects. You can watch the scene build in real time, with shape layers importing to a designated comp. Our dark purple square and packed letters are in the way right now. Let's pre-comp them and add an alpha inverted matte to the dark purple square. I animated the packed letters to a 6-second crawl because it felt right. We can place this pre-comp into all of the landscape scenes and just forget about it. Now the fun part. We're going to use another fantastic plugin called Swiss Knife. You can purchase it here on aescripts.com. If you ask me, this tool is completely undervalued. It can do so many amazing things, and all we're going to use it for is a simple 2D parallax effect. Get back in the comp, and we'll select the layers you want to add the parallax effect to. Then click the Parallax 2D button. Automatically, it generates this expression on some of the transform properties of your layers, and creates this nice little null to control everything with. In the Effects Control panel of the null object, let's click on the Index Parallax button, and you can adjust the index offset to whatever you like. Let's keyframe the position of the null to the perspective we're going for. And just like that, the animation is done. It's a simple, amazing effect. Now, the tedious part, animating these animals. They're all different, and there's no magic button for it. Luckily for us, they're all 2D silhouettes. So we can just cut apart the bird, throw in some simple scale keyframing, and this guy will be ready to fly in minutes. Some of the other animals are a little tougher. For the tiger walk in the winter scene, I needed those floppy tiger feet to sell the animation. Jump onto Google Image Search and grab yourself a tiger walk cycle. You'll have to manually keyframe the position of the legs to the walk cycle, but it's well worth matching the mechanics. Do the same thing for the human too. Don't worry about doing a perfect job. At the end of the day, these animals are small in this scene, obstructed by the packed mask, covered by a layer of noise, and showing up in a social media feed on someone's tiny phone screen. If we jump over to the forest scene, this deer is simply animated by puppet tools. And that little fox creeping in the background, look at his derpy walk cycle up close. It looks ridiculous. But it doesn't matter because he only comprises 20 pixels in the scene and he slinks behind the trees. Finally, we'll throw all of these individually comped scenes into a master comp. Change their blend modes to lighten so they don't affect each other. Space them out so they animate in a carousel fashion. And now we can add that noise layer we talked about at the very beginning of this drill down. The finished product is a social media post that wows your followers' feed for only a minute or so. But you know what? We learned a lot. Check out our blog to see the finished content for this project and get the links to the plugins we used. I'm Patrick with PAKD Media. Thanks for checking out this drill down. We'll have plenty more tutorials in this series coming soon.